Welcome to the ink between the lines. Tonight, I'll be your guide as we step into a room where we listen to the mind's quiet monologues and explore what hides between our words, our memories, and our silences. This story is about a conversation that never happened, yet refuses to leave. Because sometimes the loudest voices in our lives are the ones that only exist in our heads. She sits by the window, coffee untouched, watching the city blur beneath a thin veil of rain. The glass fogs slightly each time she exhales. Outside, umbrellas bloom and vanish like slow fireworks. A taxi splashes through a puddle. A child screams in joy. Someone laughs. Somewhere, life moves forward, but inside, she's frozen. Her mind hums like a projector, replaying a scene that never quite ends. She's speaking, not here, not now, but in some remembered room with warm light and familiar silence. She hears herself say all the things she didn't say then, clearly, confidently, and perfectly, though now there are no witnesses. Every pause is placed with precision. Every word lands gently, wiping the sting of regret. The words play in endless loops, and sometimes she wonders, do they imagine the same conversation? Or does it exist only in her mind, a phantom of regret stitched together from longing and hesitation? In this imagined version, she doesn't hold back. She explains, she apologizes, she asks, and she answers. And somehow, they listen. The silence between them softens. The ending is rewritten. But then, like a blow to the head, reality drifts back in, painstakingly slowly. The steady tick of the clock, the cooling coffee, the faint ache behind her eyes. And then she realizes, none of it ever left her mind. None of this happens. She doesn't speak. She doesn't reach out. She doesn't send the message that lingers unsent in the draft folders of her heavy mind. She's not alone in this. We all end up doing it. We build conversations like sanctuaries, mental rehearsals where we can say what we were too afraid to say before. We construct conversations that cease to exist. We perfect arguments, confessions, apologies in the safety of our minds, where no one can interrupt us, judge us, or respond. But the cost is quiet, persistent regret. The ink of unspoken words stain our thoughts between the lines of what we never say. Psychologists call it a mental simulation. The mind's a theater where it plays out what could have been at another time on another day. It's a coping mechanism, a way of restoring control when something feels unfinished. And yet, the more she replays it, the less it feels like imagination. Her brain lights up the same way it would have if the talk had really happened. The same neural circuits, the same emotional chemistry. To the mind, memory and imagination are siblings, almost indistinguishable. So, she keeps returning to that invisible room. Not to speak, but to rewrite. To sand down the rough edges of a memory, to find closure in the echo. Unspoken words lie heavy. They don't vanish, they settle. They linger beneath the surface of thought, disguised as overthinking, sleeplessness, and that dull ache that we can't quite name. Psychologists like to call this rumination. It's the brain's fruitless attempt at emotional housekeeping, revisiting unresolved events to extract meaning. Here comes the paradox. The more we visit, the harder it becomes to leave. Rumination is like a best friend that left without a goodbye. Every mental replay strengthens the memory's emotional charge. Each return deepens the groove until the mind mistakes repetition for resolution. But maybe not every unsaid thing needs to be spoken. Maybe imagined conversations are the psyche's way of healing in private. A rehearsal for honesty, a quiet mirror showing what we value the most. They reveal our attachments, our regrets, our longings, everything we're not yet ready to confront out loud. Despite it all, there's a quiet beauty in it. These unspoken conversations reveal what we fear and what we wish for in our relationships. They reflect the thoughts we cannot speak, the truths we are not ready to share, the courage we haven't summoned yet. This is all okay. Not every truth needs an audience. Some need time to mature, to lose their sharpness, and to become wisdom instead of pain. She takes one last look out the window. The rain has stopped. The city gleams again. She sets her coffee down and breathes, slowly, deeply, and for a moment she lets the conversation go. Perhaps tomorrow the conversation will finally take place. Perhaps it won't. But that's fine, because even in silence we learn something about ourselves. Maybe the unsaid isn't unfinished, it's just still becoming. For tonight, it lives in your mind, in the quiet space between your thoughts and in mine, in the ink between the lines. This was The Ink Between the Lines. Thank you for listening. If this story found something quiet in you, stay. Next time we'll explore another quiet mystery of being human, another story written between thoughts.